heartache from the last relationship that you're looking to fill with this relationship. That's not how a relationship should be going.
In my head.
Well, it happened. You were sitting down enjoying dinner with your new partner. At least that's what you're calling them. You know, you've been together for a little while now. You're enjoying things. It feels really good. But then that thought crossed your mind. Wait a minute. What if this is a rebound relationship? You've probably heard that it's not good to be in a rebound relationship, so let's look for the signs. What are the signs from your perspective, and what are the signs when you're looking at your partner to figure out what's going on? Well, we all know what the most obvious sign is, right? It depends on how long it's been since the last relationship happened. That's kind of what defines a rebound relationship. And there's no set number that you can use, which is really agonizing sometimes when we're trying to figure out what's going on. But if somebody was in a relationship for a month, and then after a week, maybe that was enough time for them to get over it. Maybe they never had enough time to really get invested in that relationship. But when somebody's been in a relationship for years, it can take them a year or two to get over that relationship depending on what was going on. So we want to be aware of that. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is ask yourself, how long has it been since you ended the relationship with your ex? Have you been able to grieve it? Have you been able to move on from it? And not just have you been able to shut that person out of your mind and your heart, but were you actually doing the work to get over whatever happened in that relationship? Because typically a relationship ends because there's something not working right between the two people, and usually both people have something that's not working so well. So what are your habits? What are your patterns that cause that relationship to end, and have you worked on them? If you haven't worked on them and you're moving into this relationship to try to fix things or cover up those insecurities within yourself, there's a good chance that you could be in a rebound relationship. Now, if we flip this around the other way and look at your partner, how much do you know about your partner? Do you know how long it's been since they left their ex? Do you feel like you can trust them when they give you an answer about that? Obviously, you don't want to go digging into their whole past, because that doesn't look so good. It looks like you're untrusting of them, but you should be able to ask the question, how long has it been since you broke up with your ex, and maybe get a little bit of information about that without it being too invasive. If they can't handle those questions, maybe they can't even handle a relationship, and it's possible that this is a rebound relationship for them. Something else you want to take note of is how invested are you in this relationship. If this relationship just started and you're constantly waiting by the phone, looking for them all the time to be around, it is a good chance that there's something inside you that's insecure, that you're avoiding some kind of loneliness, that you're avoiding some kind of heartache from the last relationship that you're looking to fill with this relationship. That's not how a relationship should be going. Now, in the same respect, are they constantly blowing up your phone? Do they constantly want your attention to the point where it feels like your boundaries are being crossed? Both of these could be signs that there's a rebound relationship happening, because you're trying to cover up whatever insecurity you have from the last relationship. Of course, there's a flip side to this though, which would be if you're constantly thinking about your ex, maybe you're contacting them a lot, you're trying to stay friends with them. There's a possibility that you're trying to do that because you haven't let go of that relationship and you're not feeling secure in and of yourself when you're by yourself. You want to look for this in the person that you're dating too. Are they constantly shying away from you? Are they always on the phone texting with somebody? Could that be their ex? Don't get too suspicious and don't get paranoid over it, but be cautious that they may not have let go. Ask them who they're talking to. You have a right to know. Before we go any further, if it sounds like any of these things are true for you, maybe you're somebody who has difficulty with self-esteem, you have difficulty regulating your stress, maybe you have difficulty setting boundaries in a relationship. I have some free worksheets on my Patreon page. I'll put the link above. You can go over there and get them for free. Check them out now. So really what you want to do is get in touch with those feelings inside. Maybe instead of feeling really drawn to the person that you're with, you feel really repelled by them, and it's because you have these feelings of insecurity that you're just going to get hurt like your ex, and you might see the same in them. They may avoid you, they may not text as much because they're thinking about their ex, or they're just afraid of getting hurt, and those are natural, normal feelings to feel. But those feelings shouldn't be what drives what you do in a relationship. You should be able to tolerate those feelings. Those feelings should go away, kind of like a mood would go away. You know, they may come up, you may feel insecure, but you're able to talk through it with your new partner or talk through it with friends, and it disappears. When it feels like that's strongly motivating you, whether you decide to go out with them or not to go out with them, that's when you know you're kind of off balance. Now, if you're hearing all of this and you're thinking, oh God, what the hell am I going to do? I have to end this. Hold on, there are some options. Now, of course, yes, ending it may be an option if you feel like this is way too much and you've gotten in over your head, but there's some other things you can do. Rebound relationships are not necessarily doomed from the start. For one thing, talk about these feelings with your partner. Bring it up, let them know this is how you're feeling, and get some feedback from them. Ask them for reassurance and get that information that you're looking for from them. If they're unwilling to provide that information, ask why. Really just get digging around and understanding the circumstances that you're in so that you can feel better about what's going on. If you do find that you've been having difficulty, consider seeing a therapist and sorting out exactly what's going on with them. They'll be able to tell you if there is something a little off, that maybe you're rushing things in this relationship, or maybe you're backing away from this relationship too soon because you're feeling insecure. If you can't go see a therapist, then talk with some friends who know you, who know what your behaviors are. Ask them if this looks like a pattern that they've seen in your life before. Ask them if this person that you're with seems like they're a good candidate for a relationship. Because if you're having trouble with boundaries, if you just keep getting into the same kinds of relationships with the same kinds of people, people around you are going to notice, and they'll be able to help you see that and maybe give you some advice to correct what's going on. If you want to work on your mental health, I have over 250 videos here on my channel. Hit subscribe and hit the bell after you hit subscribe to get notified each time that I do a new video. I'll put the link up again for those worksheets, and I'd love to hear from you. If you've been in a relationship that was a rebound, if you're currently in a rebound relationship, what were the signs for you? How did you know? And how did you deal with those? Leave that down in the comments below so we can all share our experiences. As always, I want to thank you for being here with me, and take care, everybody.